Jalen Hurts was drafted in the second round by Philadelphia, 53rd overall, I immediately tweeted that, unfortunately, because I'm a Cowboy fan, the Eagles just stole Jalen Hurts and that he would soon be better than Carson Wentz. I said right here on Undisputed that Jalen Hurts would soon change life in Philadelphia. And, of course, people thought I was crazy as usual. But I was staking my opinion on Jalen's powerful leadership intangibles, as well as his poise and his guts and his toughness and his extreme work ethic. His father was his high school coach, which is almost always a plus. Jalen's leg strength had always allowed him to run the ball with extraordinary power for a quarterback. And he soon worked his way into being an accurate passer with an above-average arm. If Jalen Hurts hadn't had one little glitch of an unforced error, a lost fumble in last year's Super Bowl, he just might have outgunned Patrick Mahomes. So now, an ESPN Top 100 Players poll ranks Jalen Hurts as the second-best quarterback in the NFL, third overall, behind Mahomes at number 1. Keyshawn Johnson, do you agree with this ranking?
No, I don't think he's number 2, because I still got people like Aaron Rodgers in my eyes, is still a bad man. I still look at Joe Burrow in this situation. Went to the Super Bowl, obviously, lost to the Rams. If it wasn't for Aaron Donald, Jamar Chase is running down the sideline all by himself. He lunches, they possibly win the Super Bowl. It's interesting, though, with Jalen Hurts, because when you look at it, his second year as a full-time starter, he leads his team to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Now when you start to think about second-round pick, where he came from, run Carson Wentz out of the building, fast rise, no question about it. But the second-best quarterback, no, because you still got Aaron Rodgers. You still got, and I know a lot of people are down on Josh Allen right now, but Josh Allen still has a cannon of an arm, still could put it in the air. Joe Burrow. And we're not even talking about Lamar Jackson. Right now, you start
if you put Jalen Hurts on Cincinnati,
and you start to say he's certainly in the building, but I don't know
are they just as
if
good?
He's number 2. He ain't 10, but he ain't 2.
I think so.
So he falls somewhere in that 3, 4, 5 category, possibly.
Okay, well, that's still pretty impressive.
Absolutely, 100%. When you look at the league right now in the makeup and the construction of the quarterback position, he is right there with that style, right? The Lamar Jackson, the Patrick Mahomes, the Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray to a degree, running around, doing different things with their legs.
Yeah, he definitely got like Patrick Mahomes.
I like it.
Joe Burrow,
for him
Jalen
as far
Hurts.
as that goes, but as far as the number 2 guy,
Josh Allen.
No, I wouldn't say. I would say, in that middle 3, 4, 5.
Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and then it drops off.
Where are you basing the ranking from? Or are you going off what you saw last year, or your projection now? From what I understand, I think this ranking is a projection that they project.
It's all pretty much outside of Patrick Mahomes, right? And then I just, Aaron Rodgers, I something about him, I love watching him. But then when you start to look at Joe Burrow, right? Joe Burrow loses the Super Bowl, he goes. What's the difference between Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts? They both went to the Super Bowl, they both lost.
I can tell you the difference.
Tell me.
I can tell you the difference. Jalen Hurts plays with 2 really good receivers.
Yes.
He plays with the best offensive line in the National Football League.
Yes.
That's not debatable anymore. That was not debatable last year. That was established. Great running game. Great coordinator.
Yes.
Joe Burrow took an offensive line who couldn't play in the SEC.
Are you taking Jamar Chase and T. Higgins over A.J. Brown and Devontae?
At that time?
At that time.
Okay.
No. At that time, he did that. Last year, he had a great season. Still the second-best quarterback in the National. Still the only quarterback outside of your boy, outside of
the offensive line, though, is definitely the biggest difference.
Patrick Brady Jr.
I didn't think of that.
To beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Nobody else has done it. Nobody else has done it but Joe Burrow. And last year, his offensive line
Joe Burrow
30th
beat a
in
KC team with Tyreek.
So he's out there playing for his life, 41 sacks. He was sacked 41 times last year and still out there executing at a high level. Tough. In those playoff games, he won on the road. Every game, he won on the road to get to that Super Bowl. He didn't go as the 1 seed. He didn't go as the 1 seed with a great
I'm not going to discount Jalen Hurts because he didn't have to go on the road.
I'm not discounting what I'm saying. I'm saying this is why I have Burrows as number 2.
Oh, but Joe Burrow does have a plethora of receivers.
Well, you could argue that Jalen got his team to the number 1 spot.
He got 2 ones
and Burrow could.
2. Because I consider Higgins as a 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. 2 1s, 2.
Devontae's making his way though into a 1.
He is loaded.
He's
with
insanely
3
good.
Great receivers. So when we talk apples or who
I mean,
has
Jamar Chase is
players
obviously
on
better
the
than A.J. Brown,
outside,
though.
You mentioned what Jalen Hurts have. So does Joe Burrow. Now, I do have Jalen Hurts as the second best right now quarterback in the National Football League.
You're not wrong. I mean, you're not
saw
wrong with
the two
that.
best
I know. The thing is,
quarterbacks
it's like 2 and 3.
do what they did in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They were in the Super Bowl. Our issue here is how we skin that cat, how we get to it. You know, Jalen Hurts is bringing us something new. We've seen such dynamic runners, like the Michael Vicks and the Lamar Jacksons, and we say, oh my God, what a talent, what a gift. If Jalen Hurts ran like that and had the season throwing the ball like he threw, we'd be calling him the best player in the NFL right now. Best player in the NFL, if he ran like that. But he runs the power.
Behind Mahomes.
He was 500 pounds squatting, 13 touchdowns, led the league, rush touchdowns. It's just boom. It's just power plays. So we don't give it the same credit, but it's so dangerous. It's so effective.
But that's the offensive line has a lot to do with that too.
Now the key part.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is incredible. That QB sneak they had last year was unstoppable.
We call it words like.
But it's just as much the offensive line it is him.
Whoa, his leadership is an intangible. We act like in it leadership.
Yeah, his leadership is crazy.
Additive or something you add on when it's the most important aspect from the quarterback. So his gifts and talent is his leadership, and we have to put that because ultimately. The goal is to get somebody to the Super Bowl. We can talk about Aaron Rodgers. We can talk about his great talent. But he only went to 1 Super Bowl. He only won 1 Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts in his second year has taken his team to that mountain right there. And had you said it, had he not fumbled that ball, it would have been a blowout. Not just win. It would have been a blowout.
So did Joe Burrow.
Yes, he
with
did.
a much worse team.
I agree.
He had one of the best defenses, a defense that
Joe Burrow.
1 second.
Distance travel. Joe Burrow was the first pick in the National Football League. Nobody thought this dude on distance travel would be here.
I don't care what you was picked. I don't care what they picked. I care what you're doing in the National Football League.
That's true.
He is playing with one of the best defenses, 2 great corners, a pass rush that's most ferocious. Their backups would start for most teams in Philadelphia. 70 sacks. The record in the NFL is 72. That defense is what helped drive that team, along with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts did a great job. He was a phenomenal quarterback. But that team, Cincinnati team.
Skip isn't talking at all this show.
Joe Burrow
Joe
Burrow and Jamar Chase.
He just talked about. I'm going the great talent they have.
At receiver, I'm with you.
They have talent.
They got talent in Philly at receiver. They got talent on the offensive line.
Skip, you've been working with me for 2 days now. What is
2 days.
What is it?
I've been watching you for a long time.
What is it that I like to do with players that have instant success? I like to wait and see it through.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
it ain't going nowhere.
Could he be a one-hit wonder?
No, not at all. It ain't going nowhere. Not at all. It's here to stay.
No, he's not.
But I like
It's hard to argue
see
these two.
it
It's like, again, they're number 2 and 3.
He's the top guy in the league. Because he made.
It's like arguing Chase and
Think about it.
Jefferson.
Josh Allen, 3 years ago, he was coming. Woo, he was chasing down Patrick Mahomes like it ain't nothing. Then all of a sudden, he started turning the football over at a crazy rate.
Yep.
Now everybody's off of him. He still had great years. He's still Pro Bowl receiver, quarterback. He's still taking his team to the playoffs, but not at the level that you projected him to 3 years ago.
Okay,
I like to sit and wait. Patrick Mahomes has done it so many times.
Well, eventually Joe
to do it so many times.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, you go.
Eventually Joe Burrow's going to lose either, or probably Higgins. They're not going to lose Chase.
He won Super Bowl 100 years ago. But
They can't afford him.
He's still showing us something.
By the way, he is.
That's all I'm saying.
But he's 29th on this list.
I know, which is 29th.
It's about
That's crazy.
results. It's about
That's all
results.
I'm saying.
It's about results. It is about expectations. We talk about ceilings and stuff.
He here to stay.
And Jalen Hurts is nowhere near that word y'all bring. His ceiling. He's going to learn to get better and better.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's only going to get better. To start, why
I mean, Mahomes isn't at a ceiling yet, I don't think.
Tom Brady's career. You know why? Because
anybody over or under like 29, 30.
You saw that body on draft.
But you're right.
When you saw that body on draft day, you said,
ain't no way in the world.
No way he's
no way in the world.
He didn't not just play quarterback. He won 7 Super Bowls. So distance travel does matter. I gotta say, woo, you put that body and you won 7 Super Bowls. You're a bad man. Jalen Hurts had no chance. People think he won't even play in the
Absolutely.
NFL. And he took his team to the Super Bowl in the second year started. He's a bad man. He deserves number 2 right now.
What did you say about intangibles? Brady had the highest intangibles I've ever seen.
He had those. He had that. That thing matters when you have it.
All right, last point here. I have always thought that Joe Burrow was a little better than Patrick Mahomes, and I'm sure it sounds like you guys would disagree, but listen, Patrick Mahomes has been spoiled rotten by Andy Reid because he gets away with near murder. He'll try anything at any time,
but it works.
Joe Burrow can operate that offense at the highest supreme level.
Bad man now.
Would you say Tyreek and Jamar Chase are about the same?
I'm fine with Patrick at 2, but Jalen,
So if you take Jamar Chase off of the Bengals,
I can't disagree with you more, man. Ain't no way in the world I'm taking Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. Just not gonna happen. Just not gonna. No, you're not.
Just not.
You're gonna get fired.
Okay, no.
You would.
No.
You're talking about without a coach.
Patrick
You're talking
Mahomes
about
makes
taking him
so
out.
many big late mistakes. We don't have time. We'll do this tomorrow. I promise you, we will do this tomorrow. But up next, we got to get back to my team and Michael's team.
Patrick Mahomes lost the Super Bowl to Tom Brady, and Joe Burrow lost the Super Bowl to Matt Stafford.
Ears to the left.